Have you ever just felt lost? You know, that feeling of chaos roaring inside you, even when everything on the outside is perfectly quiet? It's that inner conflict, right? The one that just seems to grab hold of you? Well, let's get into that. Maybe you're at one of those crossroads right now. You look down one path and it's familiar, but you know it leads nowhere new. And then there's this other path. It's a total unknown, but you can see this little glimmer of possibility. Trust me, if you're feeling that indecision, you are not alone. It's a core part of being human. But what if I told you that the key to solving this exact dilemma was given centuries ago on a giant battlefield by a charioteer to a student? We're talking about the Bhagavad Gita. And look, this isn't just some dusty old book. It's a timeless manual for the human mind, a guide to the art of living that's just as powerful today as it ever was. So, our first big lesson from the Gita totally redefines something we all chase: wealth. It all starts with figuring out what real prosperity actually is. And honestly, it's probably not what you think. So you've got this choice, right? On one side, there's all the external stuff, the money, the house, the status. And the Gita is super clear about this. That stuff comes and goes. It's fleeting. But on the other side, you have inner contentment. And that is called the only true, lasting wealth. You could have everything the world has to offer, but if your mind is a storm, you're always going to feel poor. And here's the line that just nails it. Peace of mind is the ultimate asset. I mean, think about that. For the person who has mastered their own inner world, what else could they possibly need? This kind of peace isn't something you can buy. It has to be cultivated. But okay, how do we find peace when we're in pain? Well, the Gita completely flips the script on suffering. It says that sorrow isn't some kind of punishment. It's a furnace. It's the fire that burns away all the junk and forges you into something stronger, purer, like gold. It's like a farmer who has to plow the field. It might seem destructive, but it's the only way to prepare the land for a harvest. Your biggest growth will always come from your hardest times. All right, let's move on to our next theme because it builds on this idea perfectly: our relationships. This is where so many of our inner battles are fought, right? And the Gita has some incredibly sharp wisdom on this. So, what's the number one source of pain in relationships? Expectations. We write these detailed scripts in our heads for how other people are supposed to act. And then we get crushed when they, act like actual human beings with their own scripts. The Gita's advice is simple: let go. The moment you stop expecting things from others, you become free. You literally take back the remote control to your own happiness. Okay, but what about when you get really hurt, when you're betrayed? The guidance here is just so perfectly balanced. Step 1, forgive. And this is crucial, not for them, but for you. Forgiveness frees your soul from carrying around that poison. But, and this is a big but, step 2, don't trust them again. That part is for your self-respect. It's this beautiful dance between compassion for others and protection for yourself. Now this is such a powerful way to reframe loss. When a relationship ends and it's painful, instead of seeing it as a failure, what if you saw it as a form of protection? Maybe that connection was actually holding you back, or it was about to turn toxic. That breakup might not have been a setback at all. It might have been a course correction for your own good. Okay, this brings us to one of the most famous and maybe most misunderstood concepts from the Gita: karma. It's really all about focusing on action, on your duty, instead of getting bogged down in complaints or worrying about the results. This cuts right to the heart of it. Who loses in life? The person who complains over and over again, just draining all their energy on what's wrong. And who wins? The person who gets up and tries 1,000 times. It's about where you choose to put your energy, into effort or into grievances. This verse is probably the most essential line in the entire text, and it is absolutely revolutionary. It says, your job is the action itself. The work, the effort, the duty you have in front of you. The results of that action, they are not up to you. So pour every ounce of your being into the doing and let go of your attachment to the outcome. That is the secret to acting without fear. So what does this path actually look like? Well, first you act without getting all tangled up in the results. Then when you inevitably fail, because we all do, you don't see it as the end of the road, it's just a signpost, a milestone. From there, you take that failure and you turn it into fuel. You make it your biggest inspiration. And finally, you own it all. You learn to take responsibility instead of making excuses. All right, let's get to our final section, and honestly, This might be the most empowering one of all. After we've looked at the mind, relationships, and our actions, the Gita brings our focus all the way back inward to the incredible power that lies inside every single one of us. This is so, so important. The universe doesn't make copies. No two snowflakes, no two sunsets are ever the same. So why on earth would you try to be like someone else? Comparison is literally an insult to your own unique creation. Your journey, your scars, your wins, they're yours. Own them. This right here highlights such a critical truth. Your mind isn't good or bad. It's just a tool, an incredibly powerful one. If it controls you with anger, fear, and doubt, it becomes your worst enemy. But if you learn to control it, to direct its immense power, it becomes your greatest friend, your most loyal ally. And the core message here is to stop outsourcing your self-worth. It just doesn't matter what other people think. Their praise, their criticism, their opinions, it's just their limited perspective. What truly defines your reality is what you think about yourself. The story you tell yourself is way more important than any story the world tells about you. And so, this is what it all comes down to. The whole battle is internal. Every single day, every single moment, you get to make a choice. Are you going to let your mind run wild and become your enemy? Or are you going to take the reins, focus its power, and make it your greatest ally? The choice, as the Gita teaches us, is always, always yours.